Alright guys, this is Matthew from Black Hills Reptiles. Today I'm going to show you how to build a snake rack, so stick around. Alright guys, so I got these for free, and it's just a tongue and a groove piece of pine. And this is what I'm going to use to build my snake rack. Now, I know that there's a lot of bad stuff being said about pine, but there is nothing wrong with it as long as it is completely kiln dried and the resins and stuff are not in it. I know this is kiln dried because I got it from the sawmill and I know that they kiln dry their stuff. I'm also going to seal the crap out of it, so I am 100% sure, and if I see any disimprovements in my snake, I will let you guys know, and that pine is definitely not good. But from what I've read, it is okay to build a structure out of pine. It's not going to hurt them at all. So that's what I'm going to do since I got it for free. So I got, sorry for the shoddy camera work again, I got a ton of these. We got a ton of these pine boards here, and my rack is going to be a mixture of two different kinds of tubs. I have 12.5 quart or 12.7 quart tubs from Sterilite, and then I think it's a 25 quart, but it's about the exact same footprint as a 28, just a little shorter. Alright, so the reason I got two different kinds of tubs in the same rack is so I can put different species that are going to stay small or get big in the same rack. For example, my Samboa and Acorn can live their whole lives in this rack. For the most part, you might get a corn snake that gets a little too big for it. But, alright, so the first thing I did, and I'm going to flip the camera. Okay, sorry about that, guys. The first thing I did was I took my 4-foot long pieces and I cut them in half to make the shelves. Now the shelves are a little big because I designed them around a different tub, and these are the tubs that I picked up. But that's okay. I'm going to cut the tongue off and I'm going to cut the groove out. That way I can put them together better. And sorry for the little kid noise. I have my son today, so that's always good. I made the back out of 6-inch instead of the 3-inch stuff, and the sides are out of the 3-inch and 1/6 right there. So I'm going to glue them up, glue them all together, and I'll come right back. Alright guys, I don't know how well you can see me, but this is what I'm going to have to make do. Again, sorry for the little kid running around. Got my little boy today. So I got the shelves all glued up, let them dry for a couple hours now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross cut them to size on my table saw, and then from there, just go from there and cut them to width, then cut them to length. So, when using equipment like that, I thoroughly recommend getting an actual pair of safety goggles and not just sunglasses. That is something that is a must. Alright guys, now we're going to cross cut them. Cut them to length. They're going to be a little short for the longer tubs. That is kind of my fault, but it's more the wood's fault because the wood wasn't long enough to begin with. But I have a way to fix that, so stick around and keep watching. So I got my hand plane all set up here, and there is little bumps where the boards join. It is just a major issue with the tongue and groove when it is not when there's not a pattern on it. This is just patternless tongue and groove, like I showed you before. So I'm getting my hand plane all set up here, and I'm going to try and plane down that little bit of a gap that is in between them. and it's set too deep. This is the major problem that I struggle with on hand planes, and if anyone could tell me how to set one up to 100%, that would be amazing. Alright guys, so I am on to staining it, which I'm going to stain it before I put it together, and you'll understand why after it's together. So picking out a product to do this is very, very difficult, because you want to get something that's going to be safe for your animals, but at the same time hold up under the conditions of 100% humidity and all that. So I finally found a product that me and the hardware guy could agree with, and it is water-based deck stain. Only buy something water-based. You do not want an oil-based stain unless you want to leave it outside for at least 5 or 6 days. This is approved for indoor and outdoor use, VOC, and that's what matters. So I'm just gonna apply it how the can says. Every can's different, so when you get yours, read the can. Thanks. Okay, so this is the boards after they got stained and pressured while stained. That's the color difference between the two of them. So when I went to build it, like I said, I was at my aunt's house. You start from the top and you work your way down. You flip it upside down. You put your tubs on it. Then you put 2 CDs stacked on top of each other around the bottom of your tub. You lay your next shelf on top of that, and you make a chalk line. And I pre-drilled my holes and screwed in. You could also glue in, and that would be a good way. Alright guys, I'm sorry I couldn't show you how I built it. I was at my aunt's house, and she is not a fan of cameras. So I took pictures, and I'll narrate how I did it. But here's my completed rack system. It does not have any heat at the moment. It is a 6 or a 12 bin rack, depending on what size you use. I have the 12.7 quarts that you can fit 2 side by side, or the big guys, I can fit 1 in that way. I did have to do a little modifying to it to make it work, and I'll show that to you here. First off, I had to take the handles off. These ones got handles. I had to take the handles off. I did not cut the handle though off, so I can still put the handle on. I just cut the little itty bitty rim. This little rim, I just cut that off on that, and they fit in there perfectly. Like I said when I started, I knew that these bins were going to be a little too long, and that's because the board's length just wasn't quite right. So I just trimmed those off to make them work. The next video that I'll be making is not going to be about my rack. Probably we're going to do probably a snake video and more information on that kind of thing. So when I do install heat tape in my rack, which it's not going to have any now because I don't need it in there, I'll just use my heating pad. When I do install heat tape and build my thermostat, then I will make a video on that, and that's to come. So thanks for watching. You guys have a good day. We'll see you next time.